I'm just telling everyone right now, we need to keep Dave Grohl safe. He's an American treasure and he should be bubble wrapped. Well, maybe not bubble wrapped, but we need to keep him safe because that's really important. Hi, this is MJ and welcome to my channel called Reading This Life. Welcome back if you are a subscriber. Welcome if this is the first time you've ever encountered me. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Dave Grohl's autobiography called The Storyteller. And stay tuned for later in this video where I'm going to reveal what classic book I'm going to tackle next. Here's your Dave Grohl Primer 101. So I'm a part of Generation X. If you're a part of Generation X, then just skip this part because you know what I'm going to say. So Dave Grohl was the drummer in a band called Nirvana, which was pretty famous. Definitely a band of, I'd say, definitely influenced my generation. I lived through the grunge period. Nirvana was, just blew up overnight. It was just insane, the amount of attention and airplay that band was getting. After what happened to Kurt and he passed, kind of all fell apart and you didn't see or hear much of Dave after. And then I remember a few years later, him, there was a news article, I think on MTV or something, that, he played all the instruments in writing this new album for this band that he created called the Foo Fighters. And I remember seeing the first video and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And this is when Dave came to the forefront and he was no longer behind the scenes as a drummer. He was, the singer and the lead guitarist and just, going to town. And his energy was just amazing. It's kind of interesting. There was a thing on social a little while ago that one generation didn't put Dave with the Foo Fighters and Dave with Nirvana together. So yeah, if you didn't know that, welcome. And I'm glad now you have that knowledge. So Dave really takes you through the beginning of it all, from when, he was a small kid and first latched on to drums. He's very detail-oriented in his storytelling. And it's almost as if you're sitting down with an old friend with a cup of coffee that you haven't seen, or that person that that just tells good stories. And you will sit there for hours and hours and hours and laugh and crack up and cry and go through all the emotions. That's what listening to this book is like. Absolutely, it's a gem. I'm not sure how it's doing on the charts, where it's at, anything like that. I know it was released around October 25th. I picked up a library copy of the audiobook, and like I said, I devoured it in a matter of 4 days, going to the gym, coming back from the gym, going to work, coming back from work, listening a little bit over my lunch hour. It was just, it's stellar. I don't know what else to say. I looked forward to listening to this book, and when it ended, I was sad that it was over. So if that is something that you're interested in, then definitely check out this book. So I really don't want to give a lot away about the meat and potatoes of the book. I will say that if you're interested in rock and roll, if you're interested in backstage stories, if you're interested in on-the-road stories, if you're interested in his encounters with his influences, there's also a smidge of aliens, ghosts, psychic mediums. So there's a little bit of something for everything. He's also super family oriented. He talks about his experiences with his daughters, how proud he is to be a dad. And it's all just wrapped up with a nice bow, this audiobook. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. If you are a music fan, even if you're not, and you're not sure about who Dave is, just listen to it. It's just so entertaining. If you hate it, I'm sorry, but I can't find a reason why you would. So take the time, use the 11 hours, get some Dave in your life and some rock and roll, and just enjoy it. Enjoy it. I'm not going to dive into, what this chapter did or what this chapter, that's for you to discover and enjoy. I don't want to ruin anything. When I do these book reviews, I want to put it out there, what my general take is, and I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. So I just gave you the overview, a little bit of flavor, and I hope you decide to download it or go buy it. But I highly recommend the audiobook because he is reading the book and his emotion, and it all just translates over through his voice, and it's amazing. All right, so that's my 5-minute review. As promised, I'm going to tell you what classic book I'm going to tackle next. It is November, and I seem to have started off the month doing the nonfiction November. I know it's a thing. I'm not sure who gets credited for it, but whoever discovered it or tagged it or first did it, thank you very much. I love a little bit of nonfiction. I gravitate more towards fiction. But I've been wanting to read this book for a while. My best friend actually said it's quite disturbing. So I'm going to dive into In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. I never saw the movie. I don't know anything about it. I think it's about a killing. I'm not sure. But I'm looking forward to diving into it. It's about, this copy is one of my first copies. It's a first edition. It's 343 pages. So I'm not going to be reading from this just because I like to keep it as is. I don't want to be, opening and closing it and putting bookmarks in it and all that stuff. So I'm probably going to download a copy from my library and read it. It's probably going to take me about 2 weeks to get through it because I have 2 other books on deck. But this is the next classic that I am going to be reading. There's a little bit of controversy with this book because it has been associated with banned books. I think somewhere in Georgia, perhaps, maybe in 2013 or 2014, they tried to ban this book, I believe because of violence. I'm not sure. So there's a little bit of notoriety with this book. It's based on a true story. Truman Capote is a very interesting writer. He also wrote Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'd like to see, the polarization of something as cute and funny and frilly as Breakfast at Tiffany's and In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. So if this is something that you're interested in tackling, feel free to join along with me. I'm probably going to vlog as I go through and give you like a little bit of reaction while I'm reading it instead of just giving like a book review at the end. So I'm probably going to start this book, I would say probably no later than this Thursday. So this Thursday is going to be my start date to start this book. So if you're interested in following along with me, please do so. And that's all for now. So thanks so much for hanging out during my first book review. If you do get a chance to listen or read the Storyteller by Dave Grohl, I hope you enjoy the heck out of it as much as I did. And as always, please remember to smash the like button, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know if you read Dave Grohl's The Storyteller, if you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.